Hello and welcome to another episode of Spare Time Gardening with me, Simon. And it's the 19th of March and it's Mothering Sunday, so happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there. And the weather is beautiful here in Yorkshire. It's a beautiful, sunny, blue sky day. And today, no better time than to give you a bit of a tutorial. So in this episode, I'm going to show you how to take willow tree cuttings. So I'll show you how to cut them down, show you how to root them in water, which is my preferred method. And then today we're going to pop them on so you can see how the final finished product looks like. So as always, enjoy. So it's a little video on how to take willow cuttings. So I've got some willow branches here, taken from a tree. So I'm going to cut them into segments. I'm going to put in this water and we'll just keep an eye on how long it takes for each branch to root. Willow is really good and easy to root. So I'll cut them into strips and then I'll show you how I've done that just with a pair of scissors. Just cut underneath a leaf node. If you want to know what a leaf node is, then if you just look under here, under each leaf there's a little bump. That's a leaf node. Cut just below that and that's where you'll get roots. But we're going to cut them into sections and then I'll do a quick little shot on how we've done them and what it looks like in the glass. So that's the willow now cut into sections, more or less equal length. But as I said, you just cut beneath a leaf node. Strip off any of the leaves so none in the water so it doesn't rot. Now I'm going to pierce them through this kitchen roll, stick it over the jar and then just sit in the water, and then we'll keep a track and see how long it takes for these to root. But as I said, willow is really easy and simple to root. It doesn't take too long at all. So we'll get them in the jar, do another quick video, and then we'll keep an eye on it like a little diary. So that's all the willow cut to size. I've just threaded them through a bit of kitchen roll. So if you just have a look underneath, there you can see all the stems. And what we'll do is we'll just keep an eye on that over the next few days and see how long it takes for the willow to root. See how long it takes. It should be quite quick, I think. So day one of the willow cuttings. So I've just put them in some water just to root them. This is just a bit of kitchen roll, just keeping them sturdy. But if I look underneath, there's the plants. And not that I expected any roots to form just yet, because it's only been 24 hours, but we'll keep an eye on it. I don't think it'll be long before they start sending roots out, so we'll just keep checking. So day 5 of the willow cuttings. Again, the top part looks lovely. More importantly, we're more interested in what's happening underneath. So under there, still no roots, but so there are some early signs, I think, of some of the stems starting to push out roots. Again, a little bit of white nodules on there, which I think is where the roots will be produced from, but we'll keep an eye on it. But not bad. Day 5. So day 7 of the willow cuttings. Again, the top half looks fine, but more importantly, what's happening underneath. Let's have a look. What I can make out, although it's probably difficult to see, let's move that around a bit. There's definitely white nodules appearing on the stems, and that's where we'll get the roots from. So still healthy, still looking good, and I don't think it'll be long before we get roots developing. But yeah, day 7, not too bad. So day 11, so I've waited a couple of days now just to see how things have progressed, so given a bit of a pause between day 7 and now day 11, so top half looks good. And then if we have a look underneath, what we can now see are definite roots. So hopefully you can make those out now. There's roots definitely on those stems. So the white nodules are now pushing out long white roots just after 11 days of placing it in water. So willow is really easy to root. So we're going to leave it in here for a few more days until the roots get longer and more established. And then what we'll do is we'll transplant them and put them into pots. But yeah, day 11 and quite a few of those branches successfully rooted. It's so easy to do with willow. So day 15 of the willow cuttings, so top half's looking really good. And if we have a look underneath, we have lots of roots now. Look at the size of those roots. They're protruding from those cuttings now. I know that willow is quick to root. It doesn't take long at all. But yeah, some really long, healthy roots. So we'll leave it in the water for maybe another few days, 5 days maybe, once we get a lot of established roots, and then we'll transplant it into pots to grow on. But yeah, willow is super easy to root, super easy to take cuttings. So if you wanted to try your luck and start taking cuttings, try willow. So day 21 of the willow tree cuttings. So today we're going to pot them up, because as you can see, if we look down here, there's a mass of roots now. So these cuttings that we took 21 days ago, we're now going to pot up into their final pots, or at least pot them on for a little while. So we'll nip into the greenhouse and we'll get them potted up, and I'll show you what to do. So we're going to show you how to plant up these willow tree cuttings, plenty of root on them. So we've got plenty of pots to use. Just recycle your plastic pots. Just use a multi-purpose compost. So we'll show you how to do that. I'm just going to tear this kitchen roll away from the cuttings. This was purely just to keep them from sinking into the water. That's all I use that for. So I'm just using a Wilco's multi-purpose compost. Any other peat-free multi-purpose compost is sufficient. We'll go with this tray of 6 first of all. So just fill your trays up. The thing about willow cuttings and willow tree as a species, it's easy to root. It likes a lot of moisture though, so you have to keep the soil damp or wet. You normally find willow trees near water, so canal sides is an unusual place to find them, or near streams and brooks. Also with willow tree, which I'll explain, is that these willow tree cuttings, I'm going to save the water I've had them in for 21 days, and I'm just going to pop them into this because it releases a growth hormone. That's why they root so quickly. So you can use that growth hormone in the water to root other cuttings if you want. So I'm going to save it in just an old water bottle, and then when I want to take any further cuttings throughout the season, I can pop them in that water, and it should help speed up the process of setting root. So yes, let's just have a look at these. Just pick one of the stems, doesn't matter which one, we'll just pick one out and see what it looks like. So yeah, look at that, plenty of root on there, beautiful roots. And then to pot them on, just make a nice big hole, try not to damage any of the roots, although they are quite sturdy. Pop it in and then just firm around. And like with all cuttings, you must give them a really good water, but particularly with willow tree, because as I said earlier, these cuttings and these particular species are thirsty plants. So either keep them damp, or even you could even sit them in water. Just pick another stem, make sure it's got roots on it. There you go, plenty of root on this one. Same sort of process, try not to damage the roots. And firm that in, and the process just continues. So we'll see how many we've got. Again, these have got some giant roots on them. Just gently with it, try not to break the roots. They are quite sturdy,
sturdier than most other plants that you might have taken cuttings from, but still be as careful as you can. No roots on that one, we'll leave that one in. Or you can discard it, to your preference. So there's 6 there. Just do show how many more stems we've got. We'll just fill in another. Let's do another 5 or 6. We've got 5 here. I say it's 19th of March. Such a beautiful day. Blue skies, sunshine, the sun in the greenhouse shining on it. It's so warm. Definitely heating it. And from tomorrow, it's the equinox. So from tomorrow onwards, or Tuesday onwards, the days will be longer than the night, which is good for all of us, particularly us keen gardeners. Just grab another cutting, pop him in. I say these are sturdy plants. Huge. Make that hole deeper so we can try and encompass all the roots into the soil. Because these are hardy plants, you could probably leave them outside. I don't think they'll come to any harm if you left them outside. I'm going to leave these in the greenhouse though, just to protect them a little bit. Not that they need any heat as such, but just to give them that extra layer of protection, just in case we have any severe frosts. Again, they should survive the frost. They are hardy plants. And these cuttings were just taken from willow tree. Just a couple of branches. If it's in someone's garden, it's ideal to ask permission. Don't just go in and start helping yourself. So I think we've got at least 2 more. So there you have some willow tree cuttings potted up. I've got 13 cuttings there. There is probably another one there, I think. I'll use this pot that's left in the greenhouse. There's one more there with roots on. The others I'll just discard. There's plenty of cuttings I've got now. Let's use the one with the roots on. The others we'll discard. But as I said, I'm going to save the water because it contains a growth hormone that willows excrete, sorry, which is useful for potting on and rooting other plants that you might want to take cuttings from, which I'll no doubt be showing you throughout the season. So stay tuned, subscribe, click the bell button to be notified when I post them, and we'll discard those two roots. And there you have a nice even number now, 14 willow tree cuttings. We'll give them a water, but as I mentioned before, I'm going to save the water from this because it'll contain the hormone, the growth hormone. There you go. So we've got a rooting compound that we can use rather than buying any powders. We can use that. If you want to make your own rooting compound or rooting liquid, once these get established, or find a willow tree that you've got access to, take a stem, cut it into small sections, pop it in water, leave it for 3-4 weeks, sieve it, and then the water that's left behind will contain a significant amount of growth hormone, which again will help you to root on any further cuttings that you might want to do. So the last thing to do is give them a good water. So we'll do that. Give them a good soak. And that is then your willow tree cuttings complete. We'll definitely need to keep the window open in the greenhouse today. We're currently at a temperature of 25 degrees in the greenhouse. 25 degrees Celsius, or that's what, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Beautiful for a March day. Can't wait for the summer. There's lots of jobs and tasks that we're going to do this year, so keep tuned and keep watching. And there you have it, 14 willow tree cuttings. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button, and please feel free to leave your comments and feedback below. I'd love to hear from you, so don't be shy, and of course I'll reply. See you soon.